Good morning and welcome to the morning after. We have a great Valentine's Day show ahead of us, so stick around. Morning everyone, I'm Maury Hirsch-Gordon.
And I'm Sierra Goodwill-Moore. It's our first time hosting TMA. We made the venture over from the sports department, but we have a lot of fun things to talk about. I'm excited.
Switch feels good?
It does.
Well, Sierra, now we have our Quinnipiac news update, and we're going to tell you what's going on within our Quinnipiac community. There was a silent protest that was held last Wednesday in front of the Arnold Bernard Library, and there was more than 50 Quinnipiac students and faculty lined up outside in support of immigrants and refugees in America. It was the protest that lasted about 2 hours long, and it ended with demonstrators singing "This Land Is Your Land."
And if you have procrastinated on getting a Valentine's Day gift for someone special, don't worry. Quinnipiac will be selling flowers in the Student Center today and tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can get one carnation for $2 or 3 for $5.
Parking changes were announced in an email to students. Students are no longer permitted to park in the Engineering and Communications parking lot effective today. The sophomore parking system will also be updated, and sophomores will be reissued passes with a new number and color.
Now we're going to toss it over to Kelly, who had a red carpet review.
Hello, this is Kelly Ledwith with your Grammys Red Carpet Recap. To start off, we have Carrie Underwood, who slayed the red carpet in actual red. This outfit is amazing, and I love the sleeves, I love the cutout, and I love the slit. It's very tasteful, but also fun enough for this type of carpet. Next, we have Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. Both look stunning as usual. The biggest question I have for Chrissy, though, is if she ever got that green fun dip off her fingers from the night before. She tweeted out a picture with the stain, but here it looks great, and I didn't see it in any of the pictures. Next, we have Katy Perry, who I wasn't too crazy about. It looks a little bit like she killed a flamingo and then stitched it to a leftover New Year's Eve dress. Loving the hair, though. I just wish the top was either strapless or maybe a camisole. We also saw lots of shots of J-Lo last night, and for good reason. This gown was simple, but it also had a similar cut to Carrie's. It borderline prom, but in a good way. Also, one of my favorites last night was Kelsea Ballerini, who wore a dress covered in flowers. Her blonde hair and the train looked awesome. And lastly, the big winner of the night, Adele. We've seen this cut on her before, but the shade of green in her hair color just worked, and she looked stunning. That's all I have for the red carpet recap. Back to the piazza.
Thank you, Kelly, for that red carpet review. And Sierra, there was a pretty big event last night that went on from about 8 o'clock Eastern time till close to midnight. It was the Grammys. It was the 59th edition of the Grammys, but it was also, I think, the first edition of the Adele show. She really swept those awards well last night. What did you think about her performances as well as the awards she won?
Absolutely. It definitely was the Adele edition of the Grammys last night. 5 Grammys, Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Album of the Year, Best Pop Solo Performance, and Best Pop Vocal Album. I mean, pretty prestigious awards that all went to her. She was so emotional about it. Her opening performance of Hello absolutely crushed it. She's amazing. And then her second performance, not only did she kill it once, she killed it twice because she stopped halfway through the performance because she didn't think she was doing it justice and just was like, let's just do it over. First of all, who does that? Only Adele can get away with that and pull it off flawlessly. So that was amazing. And then the final speech about Beyonce and her being so emotional about her getting it and then wanting to give it to Beyonce. Those are like my 2 idols right there, so that couldn't have gotten any better for me. I thought it was amazing, and I thought the host really pulled it together. Did you like the host last night?
Yeah, I thought James Corden was great. I thought his energy, right off the bat, really drew the audience in. I thought he was fun to watch. Someone who doesn't watch, and myself, the Grammys too often. I thought he really pulled me in from the start. He got me energized. He got me feeling the vibes for all different types of music and all the awards that were given out last night. I especially, though, liked when his parents, had their celebrity crushes, their little passes for the night. His mom was with Nick Jonas, and his dad was with Heidi Klum. I thought that was hilarious.
Absolutely, and I know him. I think most people know him from his carpool karaoke session, so I thought it was really cool when he came out and in the cardboard cutout of the car and sang with all of the celebrities, and Blue Ivy, Beyonce's daughter, came over. So adorable. But obviously, there was a ton of good performances, some not so good ones in my opinion. What do you think was your least favorite performance of the night?
Well, I don't know. I think I'm going to start with the Metallica and Lady Gaga performance. Lady Gaga was coming off
Yeah, I
that
didn't like
Super
that one
Bowl
either.
performance. Shannon McCarrison was there. She loved it. I loved it. I was coming off very high expectations from that. I thought she
too.
was going to come into this and just absolutely blow everyone away. And not only is that music not really my cup of tea, I didn't think Lady Gaga, was her best last night. I couldn't really hear the voices that well. There was a little bit of, a malfunction with the microphone. And overall, I'm just not a big rock, heavy metal type of guy, so I didn't really, vibe with it really that well. I didn't really like it.
Yeah, and it kills me to say that my least favorite performance was Keith Urban and Carrie Underwood, because I'm a huge country fan. I'm a big fan of both Keith and Carrie, but their performance I just wasn't feeling it. It was too poppy. Carrie's vocals weren't shown off, so yeah, I was really disappointed by that. But there were a ton of good ones. My favorite
Got the bad
personally,
ones out of the way.
my favorite personally was Beyonce's. It was a little trippy in the beginning, but you can always count on her. She's not just going to perform, she's going to give a show. She gave a show last night. Her vocals were on point with 2 buns in the oven. She looked amazing. I thought she was great. What was your fave?
My dad grew up in the 60s, and my family were big 60s, 70s, 80s fans with our music. So I love the Bee Gees tribute. Demi Lovato, Tori Kelly, as well as the rest of the crew. Very talented bunch. I grew up a big fan, like I said, and I think they just really did it justice. I think, the Bee Gees were great, and I think their performance was awesome, and I love the creativity.
Absolutely. So we're now going to toss it over to Steph, who has our entertainment update.
Thanks, guys. Last week we told you how Beyonce was pregnant with twins, but I am now to here tell you that George and Amal Clooney are too going to be parents to twins. According to George's mom, Nina, the couple will be having a boy and a girl. This will be both George and Amal's first time being parents. The couple married in September of 2014 in Venice, Italy. Just last week, Vogue debuted their Modern American Woman issue that featured 7 models on the cover. Many readers were quick to realize that only one plus-size model was on the cover and everyone else was tall, thin, and light-skinned. People have also pointed out that Gigi Hadid's arm is in place to cover Ashley Graham's stomach. Graham responded in Instagram saying that she chose to pose that way. We all know the Kardashians too well, and the other day Khloe's assistant surprised her with a cake in celebration of her new name, Khloe Kardashian. If you live under a rock, Khloe's previous name was Khloe Kardashian Odom from her marriage to Lamar Odom. Her sister Kim documented the cake on Snapchat because why not? Khloe is now dating basketball star Tristan Thompson and seems to be pretty serious with him. But I guess we'll just have to wait to see what happens with them on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That's all for today. Back to you guys.
I woke up this morning hoping that there was going to be maybe a little bit of a delay. My 9 a.m. class would be canceled, but let's check out the weather to see if there is another snow day in store for the rest of the week. Today, very windy, winds up to almost 50 miles an hour. Pine Grove, they connect their path in between CAS and the Tater Hall is closed for the day. The university doesn't want anybody to walk through there and get hit with branches as it's really windy. It's only a high of 35 degrees, low of 19. And then not really much snow or wind, the rest of the week. Pretty clear for the most part. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all partly cloudy. We see a high there of 42 on Wednesday. And we see all the lows are kind of in, the high 20s, low 20s, and it dips to 19, 18 as we get into Thursday and Friday. And the weekend looks very good. If anyone has to postpone their Valentine's Day and push it off because of work or other commitments, high of 43 degrees, high of 50 degrees on Sunday, Sierra. So your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday forecast looks great. No precipitation in the forecast, just a bunch of snow, just a bunch of sun. And even low 30s is a good low to have. It's not too low, and the wind chill won't be too low. But that's your 7-day forecast for right now. It's time for a quick commercial break. But coming up, we have some do's and don'ts for everyone celebrating Valentine's Day.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike's sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken and cheese for just over $4. Giant cheesesteak subs and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Qcash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Coming up on Bobcat Breakdown.
Coming up on Bobcat Breakdown.
And welcome into Studio 125.
So what? So what?
If you score 40 points in a basketball game, we all know you play Quinnipiac Intramurals. We all know you love to shoot the rock.
Well, if you think that's the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard, what I'm about to say, I guess, is going to be pretty ridiculous in your book. But I'm going to say yes, there is a controversy.
Line, getting ready to punch the ball as it lands right in front of another Monmouth player.
All this and more.
Coming up on the Q30 Newscast.
Coming up, coming up, coming up.
Coming up on hashtag that.
We are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Welcome back to TMA. Sierra and I now are going to talk a little bit about Valentine's Day, some do's, some don'ts. If you're out there, you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or even if you're single, we have some good advice for you in store. Let's first talk about Valentine's Day, what it's all about, what our plans are. We're not celebrating Valentine's Day tomorrow. We celebrated it this past weekend on Saturday due to some early commitments, some class, some night class. I even have an intramural basketball game I have to get to.
It's very important.
Very important. She will be supporting me though, there in the stands. So Saturday afternoon, we spent a great day together.
Yep, Saturday morning. I think Valentine's Day is all about spending quality time, not so much about the gifts. So Saturday morning, we made breakfast together. We went to All Pets Club, pet some puppies because I love puppies, so that was a great day. And then we went out to lunch in New Haven, had some burgers, and then we finished the day off with what we both love, sports. We went to a little local rivalry basketball game, Yale-Harvard, so that was a great day. But let's get into some do's and don'ts gifts-wise. Like I said, I think it's all about spending quality time. So gifts are okay. Gifts show love. Gifts show that you care. But some don'ts for gifts for Valentine's Day, I have to say expensive jewelry is a don't. There's Christmas, there's birthdays, there's anniversaries. People love to give gifts nowadays. So I don't think Valentine's Day is the time to really go broke for your loved one. They will forgive you if you don't buy them a diamond necklace.
See, another thing I don't think people should buy out there are dogs. I think everybody loves dogs.
I'd like a dog.
A lot of people are dog lovers out there. But don't buy your significant other a dog. Like you said, wait till Christmas, wait for a birthday, maybe wait till there's a warmer time of the year. Especially up here in New England with all of this snow. It's just not a good time to buy a dog, and you can focus on something else. Maybe you can buy a stuffed dog.
All Pets Club is a good alternative. Gets your dog fixed in for like 20 minutes,
and it's free.
Also, if you procrastinate, don't let your significant other know that you procrastinated. Like, don't get me a 50-cent teddy bear from CVS. I'm gonna know that you got it from CVS 20 minutes before you saw me. So try to make it a little original. Try to make it at least have a little bit of a sentimental aspect. So yeah, that's my don'ts.
All right, let's get into the positives now. I think definitely, I think people should buy each other chocolates. I think people should buy each other flowers. I think you should Instagram with your significant other. You should tell everybody about them. You should show them off. I think that's definitely one of the big keys to Valentine's Day.
I can expect some flowers and chocolate?
You definitely can. I got you 2 roses.
Good to know. Oh, thank you. Also, I think a good thing to do is go out for a nice dinner. Not only do you think that not only can you remember the meal you had together, the guy or girl, whoever decides to buy the dinner, they also get a nice meal out of it, and it's a good memory, and it's great quality time spent together.
Definitely, and I think activity is just something that you both enjoy. It would be our third do for your Valentine's Day.
And one of the most talked about movies hitting the box office is 50 Shades Darker, so we'll now toss it over to Ariel Sabo with a movie review.
Good morning, Quinnipiac. I'm Ariel Sabo, and I'm bringing you some TMA movie review. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed the snow yesterday just as much as I did. For starters, for those of you who do not know, 50 Shades Darker came out this weekend, and boy, it was some treat. Starring Dakota Johnson playing as Anastasia Steele and Jamie Dornan starring as Kirsten Grey did a great job. Everyone likes a book better than a movie, but I believe this definitely was a success. In my opinion, 50 Shades of Grey was a better hit than the sequel. Without giving away any spoilers, the acting did a wonderful job. Although critics and myself felt there was not enough tension between the two characters. In the first movie, every fan was off their chair, biting their nails, wondering what exciting drama was going to happen next. Except for Rotten Tomatoes, who gave the movie rating a rotten 9%. For those of you who do not know, is equivalent to a 3.5 out of 10. Yikes. Guess many critics and fans were not happy with it. 66% of the critics liked it, but said it could have been better. Top critics from Rotten Tomatoes were quite upset and disappointed with the new movie. Rex Reed from the New Yorker Observer says, "Has even the target audience for this junk finally had enough?" And David Blostein from ABC News Radio says, "Oh, why am I even bothering? After watching those first 10 minutes, here's what watching the rest of 50 Shades Darker is like, watching paint dry." Will it be nominated for this year for any awards? I guess us 50 Shades fans will have to wait and see. Maybe the next one will be better. That's all for today's movie review. Back to you guys. Have a great week.
Now, what would be a TMA, Sierra, without a little sports thrown in there? So
Yep.
why don't you give us a little recap about Quinnipiac men's ice hockey, because a team that made the national championship last year hasn't really lived up to expectations this year.
Definitely not making the national championship game this year, Maury. Huge game on Friday home against Clarkson, had major playoff implications. They're trying to get that 4th spot in the ECAC so they can get a first round bye in the tournament, and they fell flat at home. They took a 1-0 lead, then it got tied up 1-1, had a 5-minute major that they could score and just didn't score, let it slip by them. So now Quinnipiac is 4 points out of 4th place with only 4 games left. I do not see them getting up to 4th place and getting that first round bye, especially with a tough road weekend this weekend at Union. How they're playing right now, they're simply just not going to win that game. So needs a win and a tie this weekend. If they could tie Union and beat RPI, that would put them in a good place. But right now, with the goalie inconsistency, the inability to convert on the power play, I just don't see that happening for this team. So it's really kind of panic mode for this team, who probably will not make the NCAA tournament without winning the ECAC tournament. And now, you're a basketball guy, you're a basketball beat reporter, so Quinnipiac women's basketball has been having a great year. Looks like they're out of their slump. So big weekend coming up. What do you see?
Very big weekend coming up, but I think for all the fans out there watching in the audience, I think you should bring your kids, you should bring yourself out to the TD Bank Sports Center on Friday night at 5 o'clock. They face Iona, who they faced in the championship game last year, who they lost to. So not only is it a revenge game, but also head coach Trisha Fabry will be donating $1 to every single fan who buys a ticket, student or not. You know, she's donating money to cancer research for an organization called Play 4K, Sierra. So the basketball team wants you to come out, wants you to support them, wants you to wear pink. I might just not take this shirt off for another couple days. And head over to TD Bank Sports Center and Lender Court, because 5 o'clock on Friday night, it will be the Play 4K night. Trisha Fabry will be donating $1 for every person who attends the game. There's 3,500 people who can attend, so she could be donating quite a lot of money towards cancer research.
Absolutely. So we're now going to toss it over to Mike, who will show us how to make a delicious Valentine's Day treat.
Happy Valentine's Day Eve, everyone. In honor of Valentine's Day, I'm going to show you guys how to make these heart-shaped chocolate peanut butter no-bake cookies. Let's get to it. All right, to begin, grab a half cup of butter, or 1 stick. Drop it in a saucepan over medium heat. Add a half cup of milk. And once the butter melts, we'll add 1 3/4 cups of sugar and a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. Once you get all the ingredients in, bring the mixture to a boil for 1.5 minutes. Make sure you keep on stirring. Alright, now that our chocolate sauce is all mixed together in one homogeneous mixture, we're going to pull it off the heat. With the chocolate mixture off the stove, you can add in 1/2 cup of peanut butter and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Once the peanut butter is stirred in and smooth, you're going to go ahead and add, I have a mixture of 2 cups of oats and 2 cups of Rice Krispie cereal. Add that into the mixture and stir. I recommend going a little bit at a time. That'll make it easier. For the next step, I have this silicone cupcake mold, and it's shaped like hearts for Valentine's Day. You can pick these up at any of your supermarkets or party stores, or you can find something similar to shape your cookies into hearts. So what we'll do is we're gonna spoon a little bit of our mixture into the mold. You probably only need 1 spoonful. Press it deep into the mold so that you can get a nice shape in there. And you only probably need about a 1/2 inch deep for each cookie. Once your mold is filled, stick this in the fridge for an hour, and then your cookies will be ready to eat. Alright, after about an hour, I pulled the cookies out of the molds, and they are very, very heart-shaped, nice and chocolatey, nice and peanut buttery, perfect for Valentine's Day. And I've got so much batter left over that I can go about and make about 50 more if I wanted to. Alright, happy Valentine's Day, and back to you guys in the piazza.
Sierra, leave it to Mike to whip up something good and tasty for your Valentine's Day. But for now, it's all the time we have. But when we come back, Shanna will be testing Sierra and I on how well we know each other. You're not going to want to miss it.
It's 9:30 Eastern, and you know what that means. Sports Pause is on the air.
Left ball played up the middle. Emmanuel with a little cheat off the pipe.
Preseason just boils down to going after another national championship and not necessarily focusing on the one before.
MJ, it is time for our favorite part of the show. It's the top 5 plays of the week, brought to you by B&D Deli, home of the Q-Dog.
Let's talk about the first play you want to break down.
Yeah, let's break it down right away.
But the one name I'm going to throw out there is a freshman, Mika Maples.
Coming up on hashtag that.
We are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Welcome back to TMA. We now send it over to Liv with a quick Bachelor recap.
Happy Galentine's Day to all my lady friends, and Happy Singles Awareness Day, which looks like what Nick will be celebrating this year, considering the ladies on The Bachelor are dropping like flies, and Nick is the exterminator. He's sending so many women home, he's not going to have any options left. And the girl who gets no airtime stays, but the unsung hero of the season gets kicked off? What is this? She dressed up as a dolphin on the first night. She is literal goals. Honestly, I hope she's the next Bachelorette. But you know who will not be the next Bachelorette? You guessed it, Taylor. Not only does she crash Corinne and Nick's date after being sent home, she also has to talk to him and continue to bash Corinne. Taylor tells Nick that Corinne is a liar, and Taylor really doesn't appreciate that Corinne judged her character. Taylor, sweetheart, Corinne's character is called into judgment every single week, and she's still on the show. Take a hint. Nick just doesn't like you. More entertaining than last week's episode, however, was watching 2 Chainz on the red carpet last night at the Grammys, finding out that Corinne was in one of his music videos. And he does not remember her. His reaction was priceless when he asked, "What is she doing? Is she okay?" I wonder how Corinne feels about being forgotten, but she probably won't have to worry about that anymore after her performance on The Bachelor this season. And next week looks like it's about to take a little bit of a dark turn, with Nick having a complete mental breakdown, wondering if being on The Bachelor is really for him. Dude, it's your 4th time on the show. I think you should have probably figured this out by now. But don't worry, Corinne is super confident that she can save the day. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if she turns from a villain to a hero. I'm Liv Dufo, and unfortunately I cannot accept a rose this week because Nick isn't giving any out. Back to you guys at the piazza.
All right, Maury and Sierra, now we're going to do a couples game, and I'm excited for this, not just because I work with you guys, but because I'm friends with you guys too, and I think I might know some of the answers to these for both of you.
I'm afraid I might get a couple wrong. But
all right, so write your answer and whatever you think the other person would answer, all right? No cheating. All right, so since this is our Grammys episode, who's your favorite artist? Now, we were joking before the show that someone would say like Vincent van Gogh if I said artist or something like that, but I mean a singer. All right, I'm looking at Sierra's answers. These are good.
All right.
All right, flip. Show the camera.
Oh.
Ooh. All right. All right. Well,
Maury.
I knew that. It was a close tie. It was between
right, well,
Bieber and Beyonce.
It was probably because Beyonce was on the Grammys last night.
You were just raving about
You were
how
just saying
great
she's
Beyonce
her.
was.
Your
I'll let it
idol.
slide. I'll let it slide. I'll let it
All
slide.
right.
We need erasers
we
up
need
in
some
here.
erasers in here.
It's all right.
All right. So this is a trickier one. If they didn't go to Quinnipiac, where would they have gone?
I hope I know this. I think I do.
I think I know that.
All right. I would have gone to Hofstra. I think Maury would have gone to Ithaca.
There you go.
You missed the S in Hofstra, but I'll let it slide. 1 for 1.
That's true. I was rushing. I didn't want your answer to, when you were saying Hofstra, to have the fans think that I didn't know about you.
All right.
I
So
knew you were gonna
favorite
go to Hofstra.
place in the world.
Favorite place in the world.
God.
Now this could be a state, a country, a restaurant, a beach. All right. Sierra's a fast writer.
Oh, wait. You got mine
Oh,
right.
yep.
The Carrier Dome. Close second. Close second.
We went to Rincon, Puerto Rico,
Puerto Rico.
over winter break. It was great.
All right. So since we're on TV, this is appropriate. What's
Yes.
your favorite TV show of all time?
Of all time.
Maury doesn't watch TV.
I watch a lot of sports.
Hey, so I was asking someone these questions for me, and they said Patriots fifth quarter would be mine.
Oh, okay.
So
All right,
you can
so-
write something sports related.
Oh, shit.
These are tailored to you. Yeah. So that was
Can't go
for
wrong.
Maury too.
Oh, I don't even know what mine is. Now I do. He should get this.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. You'll see it in a second.
I'm a football person.
That's one of my faves. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay. I almost
I
put
said
Grays.
Grays.
I almost put
Sports
Grays.
Center,
Okay.
Scott Van Pelt.
Sports Center, Scott
Yeah,
Van Pelt.
I said Sports Center.
Exactly.
I think I'm winning. I think
I
you're
think-
really
yeah, I
good.
think
I think
you're
I'm
winning.
down 1.
All right, so
I
now
think I have a
Grays
chance
is my
to
second.
since we've talked about you're both sports fans,
double or nothing for this one.
this is an easy one. Favorite sport?
Favorite sport.
This is the last one. Favorite sport?
One more after
To play
this.
or to watch?
However you interpret it.
Yeah, we'll do to watch, yeah. Okay, here we go.
I threw in favorite athlete
There-
of hers as well.
there you go.
I think it's yours,
TB12,
There you
yours
go.
too,
All right,
Sarah.
and a
Oh, yeah.
final quick one. What would they have done if they weren't in broadcast journalism?
Oh. I know this. I hope you know it for yourself. I don't know mine. You're kidding.
Maury's giving himself a lot of credit for this one. Wait till you see it. I'm learning a lot
Maury.
about you guys. Be a chef, play baseball.
You worked in a restaurant for like 5 years.
Yeah, as a waitress, I didn't cook.
Oh, you like
And
to
Maury,
cook.
Maury would have been a
She cooked
star
me dinner last
baseball
night,
player.
actually.
He would have been.
I did.
She cooked
Yankees.
me some chicken last
Oh
night.
yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
I did. It
And
wasn't the best.
I mean, if you weren't on TMA, you'd be playing for the Yankees.
That's right, exactly. I'd be playing for Quinnipiac.
All right.
Well, That is all the time we have for today, but be sure to like The Morning After on Facebook and on Twitter.
And be sure to subscribe to Q30 TV on YouTube and click the notification icon to stay up to date on all Q30 shows and events.
For Sierra Goodwill and Shannon McCarriston, I'm Maury Hirschgordon. Have a fantastic week and happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you next time.